So this is effective tool for immunity training. By the way, another possible immunological name for beta-glucans are biological active polysaccharides, because usually, depending on the source of beta-glucans, every time you have small proportion of certain something else like alpha-glucans, mannans, chitins, and some other immunoactive components. But basically, we know from the studies that beta-glucans are able to improve interferon production. They can prepare the immune system to be ready for protection of the child. They train some lazy immune system, and this is very safe way of training, which was proven by many studies in many age categories across the world. So the basic characteristics of beta-glucans, these are one of the most studied immunomodulators all around the world in different indications, but infections are one of the most important indication in which the beta-glucans are studied. We exactly know the type of the receptors with which beta-glucans are interfering and interacting, and besides the immunomodulatory activity, which is both in innate and adaptive immunity, there are also some other additive beneficial biological mode of actions like antioxidative, anti-inflammatory, anti-infective. This is quite important because each infection is not only the problem of lower immune reactivity, but also there are some oxidative stress, there is an inflammatory cascade and so on. And very important, especially for the children application, is that beta-glucans has excellent safety profile. This is crucial because other parents just want from us that, okay, treat my child, but treat it not only effectively, but also safely. Few words to the mode of action. The majority of immune system is in the intestinal wall, which is called Peyer's patches. We know that approximately 80% of all the immune cells can be found in the intestinal wall. And therefore, it's quite logical that by ingestions of different peroral immunomodulators, you can induce complex immune reactivity in the Peyer's patches. There are several receptors. One of the most important is dectin-1, which is on the macrophages, neutrophils, on the natural killer cells. And with this receptor, the beta-glucans are interacting and are activating the immune cells. And what is important is that we have linear beta-glucans without any side branches. But for the interaction of immune cells, this branch structure is very important because it's very potential regarding the modulation of immune functions. Another very important thing is that beta-glucans are able to activate dendritic cells. Dendritic cells are something like translator between the innate and specific immunity. They are very importantly involved in the antigen presentation to the B and T lymphocytes. And another very interesting thing is that, sorry, it was blocked, that within short term of application, we can see especially the response in the non-specific immunity, like production of interferons, changes in the production of interleukins. But if you apply beta-glucans for several weeks to months, there is activation of specific immune mechanisms, improvement of production of immunoglobulins, improvement of activity of T cells, and so on.